Good evening. It's just about dinner time. Heading out to dinner right now, and I wanted to shoot this quick video and give you some guidance on this one specific topic that seems to be a big thing going on, and it's relevant because at this time we're forced to confront things that we can't change. So, give me a hashtag replay if you're watching this on replay. I never gave any indication of what time I'd be coming on live, but welcome. If you're new to this group, welcome. My name's Dr. Nima Rahmani. I've been a chiropractor for 20 years almost and discovered that the stress related problems that bring people in are best are are contributing to a lack of wellness, contributing to chronic pain, contributing to chronic illness. And aside from me doing chiropractic adjustments, I gave myself permission about 10 years ago to start teaching skills and tools to create resilience and capacity in your nervous system so that you can handle challenges better, heal your relationships, um, regulate your emotions, deepen your intimacy, and connect to purpose. And I found that if we just go upstream and connect to purpose and the truth of who we are, we then have a context, we have grounding, and we're able to handle conflict better. And what causes major health problems, what causes major breakdowns in our lives with our finances, our health, our relationships, our businesses, is because of not knowing how to do conflict well. And so, simply by learning how to repair ruptured conflict, both from your past and in real time, you now are breaking your codependent cycles. You now are speaking your truth. You now are walking with confidence. You now are connected to a calling. That's something that's relevant, that's meaningful, that you can take responsibility for. So this group called Trigger Proof is really, if you're new, it's really about teaching you the skills and empowering you to expand that space between stimulus and response so you're not so controlled by your wounds, by your reactions. You're actually able to be the author of your experience. You're able to expand that space, and in that space, as Viktor Frankl says, lies our power and freedom to choose, and in our choice lies our power. I'm completely paraphrasing his quote, but I'm a big Viktor Frankl fan. If you haven't read his work before, definitely get his book Man's Search for Meaning. He talks about how important it is for us to expand that space between stimulus and response. Hence the term trigger proof. Trigger proof does not mean triggerless. I get triggered quite a bit. What's different is that I've created a methodology called the Overview Method, which is a cognitive-based tool and a somatic-based tool that allows you to go inside and explore the information that the trigger is bringing you to be able to find and locate and detect and correct and rescue the younger part of you that this is all about. And so there was a question. Hey, Daniela, what's up, girl? There was a question that came up earlier in our group. It was one of our clients who has a partner, a husband, who goes out drinking every weekend. And it's just like he gets drunk and he loses touch with connection, doesn't respond back, and she feels almost as though he's leading a double life. And he's a wonderful husband, they have a great relationship. It's just this one thing that really brings up a lot of emotional volatility within her. She's like, what do I do? What can I do? What can I do? And so basically she has no desire to leave this. Not the conversation at all is like, go ahead and leave. That's not what she's wanting. She's really honoring that this is, he's going through a lot of stress. This is just a behavioral thing, and his behavior really gets to her. And let me know if you've ever experienced that when you're in a situation where you're so judging somebody's behavior, it's getting under your skin, it's triggering you, and now you've lost control. And so the answer to that, what do we do when we're in a situation which we cannot control? Well, I turn back to Viktor Frankl to answer that question. Viktor Frankl wrote a quote as well. You might want to look it up. I think I might bastardize it or plagiarize it again. I don't want to do that. So the quote basically is, when we are in a situation which we cannot change, we are forced to change ourselves. So the answer to this question is, if you are in a situation which you cannot change, I want you to really get that the situation is not about what it's about. What you're triggered by in this moment, which you cannot change, I want you to think of something which you're really frustrated about. It could be something about your children's behavior, your kid who has a disability of some sort that you've just discovered, in any type of complications of anything that going on, which you are unable to change. What do we do? How do we deal with it? And the answer, I developed the overview method to answer that. And what we do is, what you want to do in that moment is to go inside and bring up, what is it, what are you making that mean about you? Okay, this you're confronted by, this you're triggered by. What are you making it mean about you? And the answers that we come up with, because we do this in our group calls, the answers that come up again and again is, I'm not enough. And what she felt in that moment, when this happens, what comes up for you, the response for that was, I'm not good enough, I'm abandoned. The next question you want to ask is, just like when? When did this happen before? And boom, lo and behold, an experience came up for her when she was 12 years old where she felt abandoned, which was beyond her control. She didn't have choice. She didn't have agency. She felt abandoned and alone. And so what we did was, what your job is to go back and really connect with that younger part of you and really empathize. And it's a lot easier said than done. Because it involves you creating a really deep open space. This is what we do in our workshops. In our breathwork and badassery workshop, I do a little meditation before I drop you into breathwork. In the overview experience that's happening on the 30th of this month, I go into depth with this. It's a 5-hour training where I literally walk you through the steps of doing this. And what you do is you go back there and you connect with that younger part of you, and you actually feel her feelings, their feelings. You converse with them. You reparent that wounded inner child. You converse, and through that conversation, you're going to extract some wisdom. There's wisdom in that conversation, because whatever I'm going through right now is not about what it's about right now. It's about a younger part of Nima that didn't feel seen, didn't feel heard, felt abandoned, felt like he wasn't good enough. And that's what I'm being confronted by. That's what happens to us. Our triggers of things that are just intolerable to us are intolerable because they remind our bodies, not necessarily memories here, because many times we don't have memories. We don't remember things, especially if you've had a lot of trauma. You've left your body, so you don't remember it here, but your body remembers it here. Hey, Rosalinda, your body remembers it here. So when your partner is in a situation, Rosalinda, this one's for you. This whole training is for you. This is for you, especially if you are in a position where you're like, oh, my boyfriend needs this. He needs to do the work. Or my partner needs this. You're now in a situation where they won't do the work. So what do? What are you going to do? You go inside and you bring up, exactly, you do the work. You go inside and you bring up what this is bringing up for you. I'm not good enough. I'm not seen. I'm abandoned. Guess what? That's not new. Your job is to go back and reconnect with those parts of you that this issue in front of you, in this case, her husband, who was just not open, isn't willing to talk, you reconnect with that part of you. What's happening is you're being triggered for a reason. We are being triggered for a reason, and what I've discovered is, to expand the space between stimulus and response, I've now reframed it as that triggers are an opportunity for me to go back and rescue parts of me that felt abandoned a long time ago, by myself first, and first by maybe my caregivers, but then secondly by myself. And my job is to go correct that, because once I correct that and I work through those magical tools of reconnecting, guess what? I now come back to this current challenge of which I cannot face, fully resourced, and from that I'm able to take a very inspired action rather than a reaction. Let me know if that makes sense for you. in a situation which I cannot change, my work is to identify what this is bringing up for me and go back and find out just like when. And I'll find a 5-year-old version of myself, an 8-year-old version of myself, a 12-year-old version of myself. Whatever age, an earlier scene of similar trauma that this is bringing up is an opportunity for me to go in, dive in, and deeply love myself. And I got off a call with her today, and the revelation she got was amazing. She's like, it wasn't about me. It totally wasn't about me, that abandonment at age 12. It was about what was going on there with my parents. It was about my brother. It was about their struggle. I made it all about me, which is why I feel so confronted right now. Guess what? With my husband right now, I'm making his lack of communication all about me rather than really empathizing with what he's going through. And this is how you start the process of getting exactly what you want. The love that you want from the other is only secondary to the love that you're able to learn how to give towards yourself. Let me know if that is resonant for you. Let me know in the comment section. Let me know in the comment section, what situation are you going through right now that you feel is insurmountable, is unsolvable. Number one, what is that right now for you? Number two, what feelings is it bringing up for you? Write in the comment section. Number three, write down just like when. How old were you when these feelings came up? Share it in the comment section. I would love to hear it. And when you're ready to actually solve this rather than play the victim, your work is now to heal those wounds. And we have our breathwork and badassery workshop coming up this weekend on Sunday, where I actually go in and show you how to do it. Hold on one second here. Delete. We have some sort of a problem there putting that up. So it didn't hit it for you. Okay, that's fine. When you look carefully, you will see. When you look carefully, you will see. Maybe it's a blind spot, that there definitely is a younger part. And so if you're actually ready to heal it, I'm super stoked. We have like 20 people already signed up beyond my kind of usual clients for breathwork and badassery this Sunday. It starts with an inner child meditation. Perhaps this younger part of you that felt challenged, you can reconnect with. And I walk you through this beautiful meditation with music, and then we drop into breathwork, where you really are invited to regulate, learn the fundamentals of nervous system regulation, learn how to really connect deeper with yourself, how to start becoming a witness to your ego, and pretty much become the hero of your own journey rather than playing victim to people around you that just aren't, doing exactly what you want when you want to do it, and things aren't going your way. There's an inner child within us that only sees black and white, comfort or discomfort, and our inability to integrate those two polarities is at our peril. We don't grow emotionally, we stay stunted, and we keep getting into these patterns in relationships, and we play victim. And so let me know if this resonates with you. Rosalinda, sorry it didn't hit it for you. Maybe if you look a little bit deeper, I've seen it a lot of times. If you're not a client and you haven't really surrendered to getting this work done, your ego will prevent you from seeing the truth. I've seen this hundreds of cases. Thousands of hours working through this, working one-on-one with people. People are like, nope, didn't hit it for me. Nope, wasn't me. It was just all him. I've never had this issue. It's all him. Those are the people who have the biggest blind spots. So I invite you to really look and see what came up for you, and invite you to take ownership and do the work so that you then aren't so reliant on outside voices to be a certain way for you to feel good and feel safe and feel powerful. Hopefully see you at the next perfect time. Follow the link in the comment section, and I would love to see you there if you feel so inspired. See you then.